I grew up on a farm, and I didn't really realize the value of everything that my grandmothers had taught me and my grandfathers had taught me until I moved somewhere else. And it started coming back around and reconnecting, figuring out all I ever wanted to do was grow things, not just plants, but also grow community and grow life.
I feel very similar to how you do. Because my grandfather, I've told you, he used to grow stuff in the middle of the city. You and I connected in that way, because when you were my roommate, I remember you were teaching me how to grow things. I feel like a lot of the things that I learned from you just added to the things that I learned from my grandfather.
You remember a moment when you weren't able to put food on your table?
It's when I was living in New York City. I was going to college. I was on the verge of being homeless and getting kicked out of my apartment. I had just enough money to get me some ramen. How about you?
I was living in Colorado when I was finishing up my master's program. I'd gotten into a car wreck, but I was a landscape superintendent, and I couldn't do physical labor because my hand wouldn't work, my arm wouldn't work. So I had to start looking for other employment shortly after graduation. During that time, it was the huge recession, 2008, 2009, 2010. So lots of people were losing their houses, their businesses. But because I wasn't even able to find just a simple part-time job, I had to apply for benefits so that I could at least survive. And I remember when my benefits ran out, and I was sitting there thinking, oh, what am I going to do? I had to rely on one of the local food pantries to survive. I weighed less than 115 pounds. I looked like a skeleton, at least that's what I'm told when I first moved to San Antonio. Ended up getting the job at the San Antonio Housing Authority. That was some of the hardest times, because I couldn't think properly. I couldn't regulate my emotions. I couldn't regulate myself to think clearly because I was starving.
And it makes you think about the people that we serve and the whole basis behind why we accept SNAP at our markets, because we realize that without the proper nutrition, people are not able to function well
Right.
every day.
Tell me about the People's Night Market.
It started as just a little idea as an international market downtown, and when we realized we weren't reaching the people we wanted to reach, moved it to the west side, and slowly but surely every year I feel like more and more in the community is coming out. So we're going to be doing free produce for families. That market is what San Antonio has needed for a long time in that neighborhood. I want to start these crazy projects in like the market and just not stop. Am I basically saying I'm a workaholic?
Maybe not a workaholic, let's call it a dreamaholic.
There you go.
Because we're always trying to envision how to engage and change the community that we live in. And that's a positive. I love your determination and how you figure out what you want to do, even if you don't know exactly how you're going to get there, your drive to make it happen.
I appreciate that, Beth. I don't think anyone's ever described me that way. Thank you.
You're welcome.